Drop top cruising the street. That ain't true. I'm not in a drop top in my office, in this chair. There's no drop top. There's a drop top in the garage. Oh, it's not in the garage. I had to leave it outside. Thank gosh. Put the top up. No drop. Anyway, what's up? How we doing? 10 a.m. Tuesday. Trybean, your boy, doing things. Gonna talk about something that's near and or dear to my heart today, and it must be near and dear to my heart because like it's 15 years in to producing a little event you may know as TEDxDetroit. Yeah, man. So I'm going to tell you the origin story, how it got started, why it got started, and then I'm going to share some of my favorite TEDx moments. And I might even put a link so you could go see some of the videos that I talk about because I'm like that. But it's important because we've got this event, this 15th annual event coming up September 28th, which is a Thursday. I think it's a Thursday. Feels like a Thursday. Tail end of September, happening at Soundboard at Motor City Casino Hotel. Super cool venue. Um, and I want you to know what you can expect at this event, what you're going to run into, who you might run into, what you're going to see, what you're going to experience, what you're going to be able to touch and talk to, who you're going to be able to talk to, not what, and all that kind of fun stuff. Because you know what? I want you to come, like, join us. It's a good time every time. In fact, every single year we finish this event, and I'm like, we drop the bar on the moon, and there's no way next year is going to even compete. And dang it, if every year I don't say the same thing. Um, to be fair, year one was I think the technical term is shit show. But it doesn't change the stuff that was on stage was just awesome. And then it grew from there. Year one, we had no idea what we're doing. So let's go in the Wayback Machine. It's not Throwback Thursday, it's Throwback Tuesday. And I'm going to take you to a little conversation that happened almost 14 years ago to the day. It was August, and it's August today, August 2009. I get a phone call from my good friend Charlie Wahlberg, and Charlie says, "Hey, good news. We're putting on the TEDx event." And I said, "Oh, great news. Who's Ted?" He's like, those videos I've been sharing with you, and I'm like, "No, I don't watch those. I'm not in them. I don't see those videos, man." And he's like, "Yeah, they're the cool inspirational talks about innovation and neat things that are happening." I was like, "Oh, okay. So we're gonna put on an event where we're gonna go find some innovative and inspiring speakers to share their message." He's like, "Yeah, the whole concept is ideas worth spreading, specifically from technology, entertainment, and design. Those are the three areas that really drive innovation." So if you've ever wondered who TED is, the answer: technology, entertainment, design. Y'all didn't know it was an acronym. Some of you did. So that's what TED's about. And so when he said that's what we're doing, I said, "Great, where are we doing it?" And he's like, "I have no idea. That's why I'm calling you." I was like, "All right, we'll figure it out, man." And his first phone call was entertaining because when he reached out, in to be fair, TEDx Detroit was like one of the first 50 TEDx's on the planet. TED, in their infinite wisdom, had just opened the idea of doing TEDx events that year. Charlie caught wind of it. He reached out. He said, "Hey, I'd like to apply for a license." They said, "Thank God you've got it." Like, wait, what? He's like, "All right, well, cool. Who's on the team?" They said, "Whoever you select to be on the team." He said, "Okay." So where do I host it? "Wherever you can find to host it." "Okay. What do I need to do?" "Whatever you think you need to do, sir." And it was like, "Here, we're giving you the license to use our name, TED, Make sure you put the X on it, because in the old days that used to stand for independently organized event. They've since changed that. I don't know that it stands for anything now. That's an interesting question. Um, and they said, go to town, do your thing, figure it out. And so he did. And he called me and we said, all right, well, let's find a place. So fortunately, we had a friend named Karen, and Karen was kind enough to allow us to use some free auditorium at Lawrence Tech University. And in 2009, I'll be fair, we got a little bit of crap about doing TEDxDetroit in Southfield, and that was well deserved. But we had zero budget. We had passion, we had heart, we had energy, and we had connections, but no dollars. So we had to do what we could do with what we had, right? The rule in life is just start. Doesn't matter what, use what you have until you can get what you want. So that was the philosophy we chose and followed, and we did it. We did the dang thing, and it was. Did I mention shit show? Because it was. I remember Charlie coming running in. There's like 100 people in the auditorium. Charlie shows up like 20 minutes late, and to be fair, it was the lobby, not the auditorium, with this box of name tags, sweat coming down his forehead. It was classic. Shout out to Kathleen Norton Shock for helping man the registration table. That we didn't really think through a lot of the things. And so we put this event on. We had great speakers. We had Terry Barclay of Inforum was there. PJ, wow, I can't think of PJ's last name. Jacooks. It's not that I can't think of it; I can't pronounce it. From what was the really cool improv group in Ferndale? That's where PJ was. And Lee Thomas, Fox 2 news anchor Lee Thomas was there. And our friend Derek Marabon got up and he gave a presentation, and he started his presentation. Derek also helped produce the event, man. But Derek got up. He's like, I'm so inspired by the things we're learning today. I'm going away from my prepared talk and I'm just going to speak from the heart. And that was so awesome. So anyway, there were, 15 other people there. David Blair spoke and gave an amazing poem about the city of Detroit called "While I Was Away," and that'll be linked in the post that I share, so you can go see that. Such a cool spoken word poetry piece. But that was year one, man. In year two, we moved on to bigger and better things. We sold 300 tickets to year one, and the rule was you can only sell 100 tickets and you can't give any money to charity. Well, we sold 300 and ended up giving about $5,000 to charity, which was nice of us, wasn't it? Year two, we moved on to the DIA. We did it in the auditorium, and we sold 1,000 tickets year two. Still supposed to be operating under 100 rule, but we don't listen very well, especially the rules that shouldn't apply. We felt very strongly that innovation and inspiration in 2009 and 2010 in and around Detroit were exceedingly important. And so we didn't really want someone from out of state dictating how we were going to do things. So we had an amazing day. We had the kick ass Diego Rivera room, and the X photo was amazing in that space. Bunch of great speakers, bunch of great talent, and it was cool. Year three, we moved from the DIA. I think that was the year we went down to the Max Fisher Theater, right, basically across the street. And that was a cool venue as well. The theater was amazing, and we did box lunch there, and that was kind of a pain. That might have been the first year we actually implemented TEDx Labs, where it was this hands-on exhibit, a little bit of maker fair, a little bit of trade show, a little bit of swap meet, and just cool stuff happening in and around Detroit. So that was a fun way to go. Year four, all the trouble that we had caused with the amount of people 300, 1,000, 1,500 people in year three. They still wanted us to do a 100-person event. So they were like, listen, you guys are causing trouble. Events all over the world are saying, well, TEDx Detroit didn't do it. And so, yay, us, because we're leaders and innovators here in the city. I don't know if y'all knew that. Um, we did. We acquiesced and we went small, SMall. We went to the Gem Theater, which was, supposed to be a 100-person event. We did like 250 to 300. And then I think that was the first year we had our little TEDx roadshow, little tour, where we went to the GAR building and had like this a field trip, let's call it. And that was cool because they were rebuilding this iconic castle-y looking thing in Detroit, which is amazing, by the way, now. So that would have been 2012, 13. We came back and we did Detroit Opera House, or maybe it was Cobo Hall. It was either Cobo Hall or Opera House. And we had close to 2,000 people there. And the one at Cobo Hall was so cool. We had Segway rides down by the river and had a great TEDx lab there. Lots of cool speakers, lots of cool performances. Was that the one? No, it was at the Fox. I was going to say we had and this has happened a couple of times. We'll have an artist come up on stage. There was one in particular that I think it was playing ACD's Thunderstruck and painted an entire painting during the song. And he painted it upside down, and you couldn't even tell what it was. And he flipped it over when he was done, and it was like, what? He went from blank screen to awesomeness in the length of a song. That was wild. Might not have been Thunderstruck. I might have made that up. But we had somebody that started a mural, canvas mural on stage, and then finished the piece throughout the day as the artist in residence. And we've had some great music and bands playing. So that's all very cool. So 13 and 14, don't quote me. One of them was Cobo Hall. One of them was Opera House. And then 15, we kicked it up a notch and we went to the Fox Theater. And that was flipping amazing and just so cool. And it was so cool that we did it again. Year one, we did the Fox and we partnered with Hockey Town to do labs in Hockey Town. In year two, we did the Fox and we partnered with Comerica Park and did labs in Comerica Park. And that was awesome. We got to go hang out on the field. One of those years we went and kicked footballs and threw passes over, and it was after the Opera House over at Ford Field. That was cool, and got a nice little tour of the facility. That was so fun. So we're at 15, 16. We had some difficulty landing our event on 17. So that was the year we scaled way back again and did two shows, two evening sets that were basically the same set at the Wright Museum. So that was kind of fun. And unless have you ever gone through the Wright Museum? It's an amazing place. Rip your heart out kind of amazing place with some of the things and the attractions there. But I think it's the largest African-American museum of history on the planet. And it's right here in Detroit, which is cool. 18, we went to Masonic Temple, and that was a wild venue. It's the largest Masonic temple on the planet here in Detroit. What are we doing here, people? We got good stuff. It's got like 1,061 rooms. We did not go into all of them. But we enjoyed that experience enough that we went back and did it again in 2019. And that was amazing. We had close to 3,500 people at that event. And again, lots of good exhibitors, lots of space in that building taken up by us. And it was cool. 2020 was a hard curveball, but we're consistent and committed, and we pivoted and did it virtually. And so it was amazing to figure all that out and like have a whole new set of challenges to deal with this from a technological perspective was cool. 21, we went to what was called the Icon. At the time, it was the old UAW GM Human Resource Headquarters right on the riverfront. The pre-party was super cool, and the rest of the day was really cool, although a little bit smaller. It was weird coming out of the pandemic. Weren't exactly sure whether or not people were ready to go, and some were, and some weren't. And that's how that goes. And then 2022, just last year, we took over Music Hall. And that was a great venue. It was amazing to see all the names of the people that have taken that stage, and knowing that you're standing where Harry Belafonte once sang, or Prince once sang, or the Everly Brothers came and played, and it was just like you felt like a piece of history, right? And that part was fun. um, and this year, we're doing the exact opposite, man. We're going from one of the oldest and most historic theaters in town to the freshest, right? The soundboard has got all the tech, all the gadgets, all the cool vibes. So I'm excited to be doing this on September 28th, 2023. Tickets are available. You can get yours at TEDxDetroit.com, and go do it. And even better, bring a friend. It's an experience like no other. The innovation that you'll see and hear, and some of it you'll be able to touch, is amazing. The connections that you'll make, the people on stage are almost as cool as the people that are drawn to attend in the audience. So conversations abound around every corner. Think about it. You're in a room with people that value inspiration, innovation, creativity, design, technology. It's a good group of folks. So ain't nobody sitting around talking about the weather. Maybe a quick conversation about the Tigers. It'll be, at the end of the season. So maybe they're doing something. The Lions look like they may have a shot, and we'll all be serving blue Kool-Aid, right? Honolulu blue Kool-Aid at the event. So maybe a little bit of conversation about that, but mostly talking big ideas. You'll meet new partners, you might meet new clients, you'll meet new network, you'll meet new friends. So show up and enjoy, take part in the day. That's it for me, y'all. I'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday with your regularly scheduled program. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.